Being a cat owner is not just a responsibility, it's an art. Because cats speak far more through their silence than their sounds, their stillness, their gaze, the soft tremble of their whiskers. Every detail is a message, a language of its own. And to truly bond with a cat, you must learn to read those quiet messages. Today, I'll share 10 essential truths every cat owner must know. These aren't just tips, they're the keys to understanding your cat's heart and to opening the door to a deeper, more meaningful connection. I'm Feline Muse. And now, let's step gently into the world of cats, through their eyes, through their silence. 1. Cats need choice. Never force interaction. One of the biggest misunderstandings about cats is thinking they'll love attention anytime we offer it. But cats don't bond through force. They bond through freedom. When you pick them up without asking, pet them while they're walking away, or insist on cuddling when they're not in the mood, you're not showing love. You're taking away their ability to choose. For a cat, choice equals safety. Every time they approach you on their own, brushing their head against your leg, curling beside you, or giving you a slow blink, they're saying, I trust you enough to be close. But when you force interaction, even lovingly, they feel trapped. And trapped cats don't run. They shut down emotionally. The secret to a cat's heart is simple. Let them come to you. Let them decide when, how, and how long the affection lasts. Because the love you earn freely is worth far more than the love you try to take. 2. Your cat's quiet moments are not distance. They're trust. Many cat owners misunderstand silence. When a cat lies nearby without touching you, sits by the window, or watches you from across the room, people often assume, maybe they don't like me. But the truth is the opposite. This is one of the purest forms of trust a cat can offer. Cats don't express connection through constant affection. In the feline world, relaxing near someone is a sign of complete safety. If your cat chooses to rest in the same room as you, even without cuddling or asking for attention, it is saying, I feel safe enough to just exist beside you. Your cat's silence is not emotional distance. It's comfort, familiarity, and acceptance. To a cat, peaceful coexistence is love. It means your presence is calming, not overwhelming. So don't just appreciate the cuddles. Appreciate the quiet moments too, because when a cat chooses to share its silence with you, it has already given you a deep and steady part of its trust. 3. Cats don't misbehave. They communicate through action. One of the biggest mistakes cat owners make is assuming their cat is being naughty. Scratching the couch, knocking objects off the table, running around at night. These aren't acts of rebellion. They're messages. They're needs. They're instincts trying to speak. Cats don't have words, so they use behavior as their language. When they scratch furniture, they're not ruining your home. They're marking territory, stretching muscles, and releasing stress. When they knock things over, they're exploring, testing movement, and trying to understand their environment. When they zoom around the house at 3 a.m., it's because their natural hunting energy has nowhere else to go. Behind every behavior you dislike, there is a reason. Cats never act out of spite, only out of instinct, confusion, or unmet needs. The couch scratcher is asking for a scratching post. The restless cat is begging for play. The climber is searching for height, safety, and stimulation. Once you stop seeing these actions as problems and start seeing them as communication, your entire relationship transforms. Because cats don't misbehave. They speak in their own language, and the ones who love them learn to listen. 4. Routine is everything. Cats thrive on predictability. Humans enjoy surprises. Cats do not. A cat's entire sense of safety comes from knowing what will happen next, when they will eat, where they will sleep, who will touch them, and even which sounds belong to home. When their routine suddenly changes, a new feeding time, a moved piece of furniture, a different tone in your voice, or a day when you're unusually busy, they don't just notice it, they feel it deeply. For a cat, predictability equals security. It tells them, this place is stable, I am safe, my world makes sense. But disruption, even something small, can make them anxious, withdrawn, or confused. A cat that hides more, eats less, or becomes jumpy is rarely being dramatic. They are reacting to change. The more stable their world is, the more confidently they move through it. And when you maintain their rhythm, feeding times, playtimes, quiet times, your cat blossoms. Its personality opens, its trust grows, and its home becomes a place not of survival, but of peace. Creating routine isn't just organization. It's love in its quietest form. 5. Your cat's environment shapes its emotions. Cats don't just live in your home, they depend on it. Every corner, every sound, every object becomes part of their emotional landscape. And if that landscape is empty, chaotic, or unstimulating, your cat feels it long before you do. A cat's environment is more than walls and furniture. It's a world they must explore, claim, and feel safe within. When there are no high places to climb, No cozy spots to retreat to, no scratching posts to release tension, and no playful challenges to activate their instincts. Their inner world begins to shrink. A mentally unstimulated cat doesn't always show sadness openly. Instead, you'll see subtle signs: less curiosity, less play, more sleep, and a kind of quiet numbness in their behavior. Not because they're lazy, but because their world has stopped inspiring them. On the other hand, enrich a cat's space. Add a shelf, a box, a window view, a tunnel, a perch, anything that awakens their natural explorer. And you'll see them transform, their eyes sharpen, their energy returns, and the home becomes alive again through them. Your cat's emotions grow or shrink based on the world you build for them. Make it stimulating, comforting, and safe. And they'll show you a version of themselves you've never seen before. 6. Cats feel your energy more than your words. Cats don't understand vocabulary, sentences, or explanations, but they understand you. Your tone, your footsteps, your breathing, your mood, and even the subtle tension in the air. You can say, "I love you," but if your voice is sharp, your movements rushed, or your energy unsettled, your cat won't feel love. It will feel confusion and uncertainty. Cats are emotional mirrors. When you're stressed, they become alert. When you're anxious, they grow cautious. When you're sad, they become gentle and quiet, staying close in a way that feels almost invisible. They read your emotional state long before you realize it yourself. A slammed door, a frustrated sigh, fast movements around the house, an irritated tone. They don't understand the reasons behind these things, but they feel the impact deeply. Your cat may hide, avoid eye contact, or retreat to distant corners, not because you did something wrong to them, but because your emotional storm washed over their tiny world. Cats connect with calm. A soft voice, slow movements, steady presence, and peaceful energy make them feel safe enough to show their true personality. To a cat, love isn't just what you say, it's the emotional atmosphere you create. When your heart is calm, your cat feels it like sunlight. 7. Play isn't optional for cats. It's emotional survival. Many people think cats sleep all day because they're lazy, but the truth is much deeper. Cats sleep when their minds aren't being challenged. A bored cat isn't resting. It's shutting down emotionally. Cats are natural hunters. Their brains are wired for movement, problem-solving, stalking, chasing, and pouncing. When their environment offers no stimulation, no toys, no climbing places, no interactive play, their inner drive begins to fade. Their eyes lose that spark. Their curiosity weakens, and their personality becomes quieter, flatter, smaller. A cat that never plays is a cat whose spirit is slowly dimming, not out of choice, but because there's nothing to awaken their instinct. But the moment you engage them, a string, a feather, a bouncing ball, even the shadow of your hand, you'll see a transformation. Their pupils widen, their body comes alive, and for a few magical minutes you see the wild, joyful creature hiding inside them. Play isn't just entertainment, it's therapy. It releases stress, builds confidence, strengthens trust, and keeps your cat emotionally healthy. A cat that plays is a cat that feels alive. And a cat that feels alive loves you with a brighter, more open heart. 8. Respect is everything. Punishment destroys trust. Cats don't understand punishment. They don't connect your anger to their behavior, and they don't learn lessons the way humans or dogs do. What they understand, instantly and deeply, is emotion. And punishment, yelling, or giving them the silent treatment creates one emotion above all others: fear. When you yell, your cat doesn't think, "I shouldn't do that again." It thinks, "My safe person feels dangerous right now." When you ignore them intentionally, they don't understand why they just feel rejected, confused, and insecure. Cats don't misbehave out of anger or spite. They act out of instinct, stress, boredom, or unmet needs. Scratching is communication. Biting is fear. Knocking things over is exploration. Every action has a reason, and not one of those reasons is to hurt you. Punishment only does two things: damages your cat's trust and makes them hide their emotions from you. Respect, on the other hand, changes everything. When you choose patience over anger, understanding over frustration, and gentleness over punishment, your cat sees you as a safe space, a place where it can relax, express itself, and feel loved. Cats do not fearlessly love people who punish them. They fearfully avoid them, but they freely love people who respect their boundaries, listen to their needs, and offer comfort instead of fear. 9. A cat's eyes are their true language, and most people miss it. Cats communicate more through their eyes than through any sound they make. A single look from your cat can reveal excitement, fear, trust, affection, or discomfort. But because humans don't use eye language the same way, most owners never learn to read these signals. When your cat's pupils suddenly widen, it's not just a reaction to light. It can mean surprise, curiosity, or even fear. When their eyes narrow, they may be relaxed, confident, or preparing to focus. And when they give you a slow, gentle blink, that is the feline equivalent of saying, "I feel safe with you. I choose you." Ignoring these eye messages creates emotional distance. If your cat slow blinks at you and you're lost in your phone, you miss the quiet moment where they tried to connect. If you stare intensely into their eyes, you might accidentally send a signal of dominance or threat. Cats speak with glances, not words. They size up your energy, your calmness, your intentions, all through eye contact. Learning their eye language transforms your bond. A slow blink becomes a conversation. A widened pupil becomes a clue. A soft gaze becomes love. When you look into your cat's eyes and truly see them, you're not just observing a pet. You're connecting with a soul that trusts you enough to speak without fear. 10. A cat is not just a pet. It's a soul that chooses you. Cats are not possessions. They're not ornaments. They're not living accessories in your home. A cat is a conscious, emotional being that decides freely whom to trust, whom to love, and where to feel safe. You don't own a cat. A cat allows you into its world every time they curl beside you, every time they follow you room to room, every time they sleep near your feet or place their head gently against your hand. They're choosing you in the softest, purest way an animal can. When you treat a cat as just a pet, you miss the depth of the relationship they're offering. But when you respect them as a soul, everything changes. They become more affectionate, more expressive, more trusting, more connected. A cat's love is quiet, but it is profound. It's not loud or dramatic. It's steady, loyal, and deeply aware. And when a cat truly loves you, it doesn't show it with tricks or obedience. It shows it with presence, with closeness, with choosing to exist beside you day after day in their silent, beautiful way. Your cat may never speak with words, but now you know how deeply they feel. Tell me in the comments, which of these 10 truths surprised you the most? I'm Feline Muse, and I'm here to help you understand your cat's heart.